Hi everybody, our goal with this video is to learn about 3 important words associated with the reason why the colonists were dissatisfied. Those words are tax, proclamation, and act. We're going to start with the word tax. We've talked a little bit about this word before, but I want to talk to you more about what it has to do with King George III. So a tax is money that's paid to a government. What you see on the screen are 5 items that colonists would have used during colonial times. We have silk, sugar, tea, newspapers, and glass for things like cups and plates and things. These things might have cost $4 to purchase. If you wanted to buy a newspaper, maybe it was $4. If you wanted to buy some tea, maybe it was $4. But then King George, after the French and Indian War, said to himself, we could make a little bit of money by charging more for these things and giving the extra money to our government. So instead of $4 for these items, he changed it so that now they were $7. And $4 would go to the store that was selling it, and $3 would go to him. That extra $3 that people have to pay when they purchase an object is a tax. So there might have been a $3 tax on tea, a $3 tax on sugar or newspapers, and so on. Colonists were not very happy that they had to pay extra for these items and give that extra money to King George III. Our second word is proclamation. A proclamation is an official or a public announcement. So if I, your teacher, was going to make a proclamation, I might proclaim that you will receive A's in history if you try your best. This would be a proclamation that I would make, something that I would announce for everybody to hear. King George III also made proclamations. He would proclaim that colonists must do everything he says. We're going to learn about one important proclamation that he made, and that was the Proclamation of 1763. This is the actual document that he created and sent to the colonies to proclaim that they were not allowed to move west after the French and Indian War. You can see at the top here that this is a proclamation by the king, and that he writes all of the directions and everything he's trying to announce inside of this proclamation. The final word that's important for you to know is the word act. And this is not act like acting on a stage or acting in a movie. This is a noun, like an act. And an act is a law that's made by the government. So some examples that you might know of that might be familiar to you are acts or laws that are made by our Congress. One might be the Driving Age Act. No one under the age of 10 shall be permitted to drive a car. Another one that we have might be called the School Act. All children must go to school until they are adults. So again, an act is kind of just like a law, and you might have the name of the law written like this, the blank act. King George III also made many, many acts. You're going to learn about several of them. One of them that he made was called the Stamp Act. And in the Stamp Act, he said you must pay me taxes every time you purchase paper or a paper product. So this is a real law that he made, and it was called the Stamp Act because an act is like a law. So these 3 words all have one thing or one person in common, and that would be King George III. King George III used taxes, proclamations, and acts to keep his control over the 13 colonies. The problem is, the more he made taxes and proclamation and acts, the more dissatisfied or angry the colonists became, and the more they wanted to be independent from him.